Hello guys, welcome to the how to play video of RONE Invasion. In this video I would like to show you how to set up the game and how to play the game so you don't miss any rules. So what I did so far is that I separated all the cards into its own piles. I prepare my screws, tokens and a dice. So let's jump directly to the game. So I will show you how it works. So first prepare the invasion board. The invasion has some starting cards, so it has its own deck building engine, and during the game the deck can be stronger. The basic cards can be are distinguished by the green icon. So there are 22 starting cards, and before the game starts you take 10 plus 3 cards for each player. So in my case I will be playing solo, so there will be 13 cards. So this will be my starting deck for the invasion, and then rest of these cards are shuffled into the rest of the invasion cards. So there is a campaign consists of 2 scenarios, so I will choose the first scenario to start, and on the back side of the scenario card there is written how to set up the scenario and how to set up the events that happens in the game during this scenario. So the invasion recruits 1 card into each training zone and activates 2 protocols. So to recruit a card, you just take 1 card from this pile and put it on these training zones. There are 5 training zones, and these are the cards that the invasion can train and add to the deck, or actually these are placed on the discard pile, and when the deck is reshuffled they became the part of its deck. Then it activates 2 protocols. So you choose 2 protocol cards, which are these, and you place them here. So the rest of the protocols will not be used anymore right now. Then you put the markers on the events. So there will be event at round 5, at round 10, and at round 16. At the 16, this is the end of the scenario event. And 1 screw here, this will be used to count how many rounds have been played. So let's put the card here. Okay. Now we need to prepare the players. Yeah, so it's very similar. The players, each player has 12 starting cards. Again, they are marked with the green icon. So I am playing solo, so I just use 1 deck here. This will be my starting deck. Here are the cards for the other players, and together with additional additional starting cards, which are marked with the blue icon, I will put them aside and use them later. So these together create additional playing cards deck. Now you choose, so let's follow directly the instructions, so I didn't do it in the wrong order. So I prepare player board. So each player starts with the 14 health and a 16 armor. I prepared the deck. I populate my base with the cards. So I choose my leader card. So I pick 3 and I choose 1 I would like to play. So I choose this one. The rest goes aside, and I will choose one technology card. So I will choose this one. Okay, so this is the technology card deck, and now you need to prepare your dice. The starting setup for the dice is that there are 5 different colors on 5 sides of the dice, and one side is empty, so it's counted as a miss. So I have 4 of these dice already prepared, and then you populate your training center by recruiting 4 cards. Again, if you recruit, you always draw 3 cards, and you choose one you like the most, and you put it into your discard pile. To reuse some space, I will use them like this, and the rest of these cards are destroyed. I will put this deck here. So let's recruit another card like this, another one. Okay, actually go for this one. No, go for this one, and go for this one. So I have these 4 cards in my training zone. So now I am prepared, and what we need to do right now is we need to choose the difficulty of the game. During each round, there will be that many cards deployed from the invasion deck equals to the number of protocols in the game and the number of players. So in this case, there will be 3 cards deployed each round, and the cards that are deployed are placed on the scenario card, and they are placed on the separator line. There are 3 separator lines, and this is how you choose the difficulty. The more top line you choose, the more effects are visible, and the much more harder the game is. Yeah, so in this presentation I just will use the easy mode, and I will place the card on the bottom separator line, so it covers the other effects. So let's start with the first round. So first round, the player board is designed so all these actions are executed from the top to the bottom. Yeah, so the first you put the round marker by 1, or you move the marker by 1, so it's round number 1. Then you deploy the cards. So let's start with the deploy. The cards have in the right corner the reward. So when the card is deployed, the invasion stores the resources shown here. So in this case, it will store the yellow, and you put the card on the line like this one. So only this one icon is visible. So the reward is a yellow. When the invasion stores a resource, you choose or you put that resource of that color on the training zone of the same color, and there will be same or more stored resources as the price of the card, this is the price of the card, then this card will be trained and put into the discard pile and then reshuffled to the deck. So I need 7 stored resources here to train the card. So, and the card also triggers the effect. When deployed, each player discards the top card of their deck. So I choose my card and put it into my discard pile. So, and the second card. This card has no reward but has effect. When deployed, the invasion stores 1 red resource. And this one, again, nothing here. And when deployed, the invasion stores the black resource. Yeah, so this is the engine, how the game getting more and more stronger over the time. So the next time, here is the protocol refresh section. When it says when there is no technology token, it refreshes all the protocols here. They are actually refreshed at the beginning of the game, so nothing happened. But the game itself gains 1 technology token for each player. So there is 1. So when this token is destroyed, this ability will trigger again and refresh the protocols and so on. Yeah, how this is destroyed I will show you later. Then, if any of these cards has enough resources to be trained, it is trained, but nothing happens right now, and the protocols triggers. So what we have here, each player sacrifices 1 card from their deck. If you need to sacrifice a card, you again look at 3 cards from your deck and you choose 1 you don't like. Actually, I like all of them, but you need to destroy 1 of those. So I would destroy this one, and this one goes to the, because it's a starting card, it goes directly to the deck of to the pile of starting cards, and the rest are placed back in any order. Then the invasion deploys two additional cards, then returns these 2 cards to the top of the invasion deck in the order of the player's choice. So 2 more cards will be deployed. The first one is, it has no reward, and when deployed it stores the blue resource. And the second one has a reward, so it stores the green, and when deployed the invasion recycles 1 card. If you recycle a card, you can put any card from your garbage dump or a discard pile and put it on top of your deck. Yeah, but nothing's here right now, so I can put this in any order, and I will do it like this. Okay, so now the round of the invasion is over. Now is the player start. If there are more players in the game, all of the players will play simultaneously. Yeah, so there is no downtime waiting for other players, but you always have to do the same phase simultaneously. So what are the phases of the players? So first it's the beginning of the turn. So I have no effects that trigger at the beginning of my turn, so I can jump to the second phase, which is a draw phase. During the draw phase, you can draw as many cards as you want. It's up to you when you stop drawing, but you need, these cards have the activation cost on this left corner, and this is the resources you need to roll on your dice to be able to play the card. Yeah, so at the beginning you can roll, you can have only or up to 4 resources. Yeah, so you really need to think how many cards to draw. So in this case I will, and with these 4 cards, yeah, so I am able, if I will be lucky, I am able to kill or to destroy 2 of these guys. So okay, so these are the 4 cards, and okay, I will draw one more. Actually not. So now is a roll phase. So you roll with your dice. And let's see what we could do. Okay, so now is the main phase. What you can do in your main phase? You can use a die to collect a resource. It means you use the die and you get the resource into your pool, and you can use the resource from your pool to play the card. You can transform 2 dice into any color or into any resource of your choice. So if you are not lucky, you can transform 2 dice to get a resource of your choice to your pool. You can play a card by using the resources from the pool. You can use a card's activated ability, or you can use stored resources. If some effect allows you to store a resource, you put that resource into the empty slot here. And if you manage to have 2 stored resources, you can use these 2 during your main phase to get the effect of that resource and get the discount equals to the color of the resource for playing your card. Actually, for 2 resources you will get 1 resource back. Yeah, so these 2 resources, because I have a blue card in my hand that needs a blue resource. If I would have these 2, I can spend them to get a blue resource for playing a card, so I can satisfy the cost of this card, and with the second screw I can trigger the effect of the stored resource action. But I don't have any right now, so I need to use the resources I have. So it was quite good roll. So I take the blue resource and use it to play the card. When this card is played, there are the effects that happen. You need to execute them right now. So I gain 2 screws. If you gain a screw, you choose, it doesn't matter what color you choose, and you put the screws on the cards in your market. Cards in your market have in this bottom right corner the price. This is the training cost, and there must be that amount of screws on the card to be able to train the card. When the card is trained, it's the same like for the invasion, it goes to on the top of your discard pile. So in this case I would put 2 here, I would put 2 screws here. Then I have another card. This has activation code with the question mark. That's the wild symbol. It can be any color. So I use the red to play this one, and I can recruit a card. So it means I will have 1 additional card here. So again, you choose 3, you draw 3 and you choose 1 and put it here. And you can recycle a card. When you recycle a card, you can choose a card from your garbage dump, which are really bad. You can choose a card from your discard pile, or you can choose any card from your hand and put it on top of your deck. In this case, I would recycle this one and put it on top of my deck. Then I use this card, which has the activation cost of green and any. So I would use these 2 and trigger the effect, gain 1 armor and 1 health. This is the starting position, this is the maximum you can have. And then this card is for free, so I can play. Before I play this card, I use the activated ability of my leader card that says I gain 3 re-roll tokens. So now I have 3 reroll tokens. And now I play this card and it stores 1 resource of your choice. So I will store probably the blue, which will be the best in this option. And I will refresh my leader card. Okay. So this is my main phase. Yeah, so I did manage to play all of these cards. So the dice goes here. Now is store resources phase. If I would have any cards left in my hand, I would put it into my garbage dump and store some resources. I will show it later in the next round. And if I have any unused resource in my pool or on my dice, I can store them as well. So nothing is lost in the game. Everything you don't use gives you some stored resources you can use in the next round. Now it's dealing damage phase. The cards might have these combat statistics on the left side. The black one is the melee damage, and the red one is the range damage. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 melee damage right now. If you deal a melee damage, or I will show it on the player, if you take a melee damage, you lose that amount of armor. If you don't have an armor, you start losing your life. If you take a range damage, you directly lose your life, so it bypasses the armor. The same works for the enemies. Like you can see here, this is the stack of the enemies, and the topmost card has everything what you see. Yeah? All the statistics from the cards underneath are applied to all the cards above. So in this case, this topmost card has 4 health, dealing 4 melee damage and 1 range damage. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 fist and 1 range damage. So to destroy this one, I need 4 melee damage. So I actually have these 4. So I can use these. I can use this melee damage to destroy the topmost card. When the card is destroyed, it goes into the discard pile, and the new enemy is revealed. Again, this enemy, the combat statistics of this enemy is everything you see. So it has 2 health, 1 armor, and deal 2 melee damage and 2 range damage. So now I need 3 damage. This is why I didn't use this card, because I wouldn't be able to kill these guys. So in this case, this is what left, and these are the guys I didn't manage to kill. So so this phase is over, dealing the damage, and now I can use a spare part. So now you count the spare parts on the played card. So the spare parts icons is the card here, down on the downside of the card. So I have 3 icons, so it means I have 3 spare parts. So you need to use them all on these actions. If you spend 1 spare part, you gain a screw. So you gain 1 screw and you put it on any card into your training center. If you spend 2, you can recruit a new card and put it into your training center with 1 screw on it. With 4 spare parts, you can train any card from the starting card supply deck. Yes, and so these are the cards I already destroyed, all the additional starting cards and the starting cards from other players that are not in the game. With this action, the price of this action is 2 plus number of your technology tokens. I don't have any technology tokens, so now the cost of this action is 2. And it says you can replace a screw in one of your dice with a screw of your choice, and then you gain one technology token. So the next time you use this ability, it will cost you more. And the last action is that you can research a new technology, and the price is 3 plus number of cards in your base. So you have 2 cards, so it costs you 5. So I cannot activate this one. But recruiting a technology is the same. You again draw 3, choose one you like, and you put the technology card in your base. So now I have 3 spare parts. So I will spend 2 of them to activate this action, and I will use 1 of them to activate to gain a screw. So I can upgrade one of my dice with, so I will put it, I will need more blues. So I put a blue with a black, yeah. So this is my upgrade. Now all the cards from the played zone goes to your discard pile. Now you train any cards you have here, but there is actually none I can train because this has 3 screws, but the price is 4, so I can do it the next round. And now this is the end of my turn. Now it comes the cleanup phase when I take the damage from those who survived. Yeah, so these enemies right now dealing the damage. So everything I see right now will deal damage to each player. Yeah, so now each player takes 2 range damage and 2 melee damage. So I take 2 range damage direct to my life and 2 melee damage, so I lose 2 armor. Then these cards goes to the discard pile. And this was the first round. So from now on it will be the same or very similar. So I will do 2 more rounds probably to show you the rest of the rules, how they works. So the round number 2. So again, beginning of the turn, there is nothing that triggers the beginning. Yeah, because if you would choose, you are playing on the hard mode, so you are putting the cards on the topmost separator line. There is at the beginning turn effect, so this will trigger, but I am playing on the easy, so nothing happens right now. And I increase the number, so again from top to bottom I deploy the cards. That's the first one. So it's put here, so it stores the green. When deploy the invasion, recycle 1 card, so 1 card goes back on top of its deck. Then the second card is revealed, so it stores the red. When deploy the invasion stores red. And this one, when deploy the invasion stores the blue. So again, these are my enemies. Okay, now I need some ranged attack. 2 ranged attack would be great, but probably really hard to get right now. Never mind. So now protocol refresh. No, there is still 1 technology token, so nothing happens here. There is no cards to be trained, there are no protocols to be triggered, so it's a player's turn. To describe you what this section is for is that there are additional player actions. Sometimes it might happen that you cannot use all the effects from your cards. You cannot use the melee damage, range damage, your armor and your health because you are full, or you just cannot destroy the card. So you can, instead of dealing damage to these guys, you can use them for these actions to gain something else. Yeah. Okay, so now the player's turn. So beginning of the turn, nothing, draw phase. So I would start drawing with, okay. This would be great to have all of these. I can draw one more. I could actually draw one more. I wouldn't be that lucky again. So, now is a roll phase. So you roll with your dice, and we got 3 blue, yellow. Okay. So what I need is a black resource which would really help me to get through this pile. So I would use one of my reroll token to reroll my upgrade dice, which is this one. Yeah. Maybe I will be lucky. I need a blue. No, I need black. And it's yellow. Okay, I will try one more. One more. And one more. Why not? Okay, even worse. Even worse. So let's push my luck again. And I will gain 3 more reroll tokens and use 1 to reroll one more time. Okay, the red one. So, okay, 4 of these used for nothing. So I used 4, so I would like to use more. Maybe I have 2 more rolls. It's the green one. Okay. So this is better. This is better. This is better. So now I use the green resource to play this card. I gain 1 armor. Now I could choose to say, okay, I don't need the armor, and I can swap these. I can, instead of these, can do additional player action and recycle 1 card instead if I want, but I don't want. So I gain 1 armor. I gain 1 screw and put it here. And then I will activate the yellow card. So I gain 1 reroll token and 1 screw. And then I use these 2 to gain a black resource and to play this card. It has no effect, and I have still 1 card left in my hand. So it's over with my main phase and now the store resources. So I have no resources left in my pool to store, but I have this card in my hand, and this card goes into my garbage dump. And when this happens, you store the resources from the activation cost of the card. So in this case, you store 1 blue and 1 black. So for the next round, I have stored 2 of the blue resources. So I can use them. Okay. Now it's dealing the damage time. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 melee damage. So again, in this case, the topmost card is 2 health and 2 armor. Yeah, so with 4 melee damage, I can destroy 2 armor first and then destroy 2 health. Again, I'm not able to destroy any others. So this is everything what I can do. So I deal all of these damage. Now is use your spare part. So I have 3 spare parts. So I will choose to activate this action 3 times to gain 3 screws. Yeah, I will put 3 screws here. Now you clean the cards here and put into the discard pile. Then you train the cards. I have these cards to train, so I will these 2 put into my discard pile, and it's end of my turn. So now the cleanup phase, again I take 2 range damage and 2 melee damage from the enemies left in this stack, and these goes here. So now the second round is over, and we start with the round number 3. So when this is deployed, it stores red. When this is deployed, it stores yellow because of the reward. And when deployed, each player discards the top card of their deck, which is not what I really wanted right now. And the last one is the black. It stores the black, and when deployed, the invasion does 1 melee damage to each player. So I lose 1 armor. Nothing can be trained. Nothing can be triggered here. This didn't trigger as well, so it's the player's turn. So the beginning of my turn, draw phase. So I draw these 2, which would be cool to have. I could draw more cards if I wanted. Yeah. If you need another card or some effects need to have a card in your deck, you need to reshuffle your cards. And before you do that, you need to follow these 3 instructions. But I will show you in the next round how this works. So I will keep just these 2 cards in my hand. And now is the roll phase. So I roll with my dice. This time it almost doesn't matter what I need to roll. So 3. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6 possible damage, which wouldn't help me. So I will kill the topmost card. So I will first play this one for 2 greens and store 1 resource of my choice and gain 1 screw. And we need more damage here. And store 1 resource of my choice, which is the black one. Now I transform these 2 into red and play this card. It has no effect. Now I store resources. I have no cards in hand, nothing left in the pool, so I have nothing to store. Now I'm dealing the damage. And before that, in the main phase, I use this one to deal 2 extra damage. If you have some effects that deal extra damage, the best way is to put the damage next to the stack of the invasion card, so you remember, hey, I dealt 2 more extra damage during my main phase. So you can, this is how you remind to all of your players and teammates that you have 2 more melee damage. Yeah, so I did use this. So now it's a damage time. So I have 2 melee damage. I have actually 3, 4 melee damage and 1 range damage. I cannot kill any of those. So with the range attack, so I need to combine all of my damage. So let's show you the stack again. So the topmost card has 2 armor and 3 health. So I need 5 melee damage or 5 damage in total. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, and I am able to destroy this one. Now use my spare parts. So I have 2 of these spare parts, so I can again these 2 on this card. So I trigger this twice. Clean up flat cards on, so all the cards goes here. Now I can train the cards. I have nothing to train, and it's end of my turn. Now I take the damage, so I take 1, 2 melee damage and 1 range damage. And these bad guys goes here. So round number 4. Again, the cards are deployed. So when deployed, the invasion stores the yellow. when deployed, invasion stores the black, and each player takes 1 melee damage. And the last one, when deployed, the invasion stores the green resource. So now the protocol refresh, nothing happens here. Now the trading, yeah, this has 3 stored resources and the price of the card is 3. So now this card is trained and goes here. There might be effect when trained, yeah, but this have when deployed, so nothing happens right now. But this one triggers, this effect on the zone triggers as well. So now the invasion deals 2 melee damage to each player, so I lose 2 more armor. And the card is replaced with the new one. The rest of these are not trained. This is still exhausted. And now is the player's turn. Now you will see how the cards are refreshed, and the same works for the players. When you need to reshuffle, reshuffle your deck, you need to follow these instructions as I said previously. So let's show you how it works. So it's beginning of my turn, and now is a draw phase. So I want to draw a card. Before that, this is why you just cannot have a lot of cards in your garbage dump, because you will lose 1 life. This is the condition here on the first step. You will lose 1 life for each card remaining in your garbage dump. In this case, I follow this instruction. I can remove 1 card from the garbage dump and put it back onto the discard pile, and then I lose 1 health for each card remaining in my garbage dump. So luckily I don't lose anything. Then in the second step, in the cooperative mode, I destroy 1 technology token of the invasion. So it's good to put it here, so again you remind this needs to be refreshed again. Why? Because this action will trigger because there are no technology tokens. So when all the players reshuffle their decks, or 1 player can reshuffle more than the others, but when all of these tokens are destroyed because of this effect, then all of these protocols will trigger again. So faster you get through your deck, the more dangerous, the more aggressive the game is. So that was point number 2. And the 3, shuffle all your cards in your garbage dump and discard pile together to create a new deck and sacrifice the card from your deck. That means, again, if you need to sacrifice a card, you choose a 3 cards, you destroy 1, and you need to destroy 1 and put the rest on top of your deck. So now I can keep drawing. Actually, I want to draw the 1, 2 cards. So it's with the 3, so that's okay for me. Just these 2 cards. Now is my roll phase, so I roll with, oh well, that's a bit unlucky, but still okay. The timing is not the best, because I will see that I will waste some of these effects, but it's okay. So my main phase, now I can combine these 2 dice into a red resource, and now I can use stored resources. I have 2 blue, so if I use these 2 blue, I get a discount for my next card that is played for the blue resource, and I trigger the effect, and I use the black resource, so satisfies the cost and get the effect. So now I can recycle 2 cards, so I have no cards to recycle, and I can destroy 1 stored resource of my opponent. So this would probably trigger soon. So I will get out of one of these. I deal 1 melee damage, so you can put at 1 damage into the pool of the damage, and I discard 1 card from my opponent's deck. My opponent is the invasion right now. So it's the end of my main phase, and now storing resources. I have no cards here to put into my garbage dump, but I have these 2 blue unused. So I can store these 2 resources, so they are ready for the next round. Now the dealing the damage part. Yeah, so put these out. I have 3 melee, 1 ranged, and 1 extra melee here. So I can use a ranged attack to destroy the topmost card right now. Yeah, as you can see, this unit has 1 health and 2 armor. So I can use the range damage to destroy the health. So it dies. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It has armor. If you have no health, you lose. Then this unit has 3 armor and 1 health. So I need 4 melee damage. This deals 3 and 1. It's 4 melee damage. So I can destroy this one as well. So it was a better round. Now use my spare parts. So I have 3 spare parts. So I can activate. So I need more cards. Because of this one, I really need more cards in my deck. So I put it like this. Oh yeah, I forgot to execute this one or tell you, but it recycle 1 card, so this card do nothing. Yeah. Now I clean the play card zone. I train the cards. This one, and do I really need? Okay, this way. Yeah, this way. And this is the end of my turn. So now it's the cleanup phase. So I take 2 melee damage, and this card goes here. So now to show you more from the game. So now the next round, round number 5. Now this event ends and goes out. Yeah, each event can trigger only once, if not specifically set, it can trigger multiple times. So round number 5, and the event says, when this event ends, for each player train the top card of the invasion card supply deck. So you just put this card and directly train. Oh, okay, I'm lucky because when this is trained, it is destroyed directly. So yeah, this was a lucky one. And we follow with the next step, which is the deploy the card. So when this comes, it stores a yellow. And now the game itself wants to more card, and it has similar condition like the players here. So where for each player in the game, the invasion takes the top card from its garbage dump and puts it on top of its discard pile. Then it destroys one of its stored resources of the player's choice for each card remaining in its garbage dump. So if you focus a lot on removing a card into the garbage dump, you can destroy these stored resources to slow down the invasion. But nothing happens here. Then each player destroys one of their technology tokens. Again, it's good to put it here into your base, so to remind that these cards will be refreshed the next round. Why? Because this effect says each player destroys one of their technology token, and at the beginning of their next turn refreshes all cards in their base. Yeah, so this is how these cards will be activated again when your opponent refreshes. Reshuffle the deck. Then the point number 3, increase or decrease the duration of any event. So you can now shift with any event. So usually you put this one down, so you need to survive only 15 rounds. Then the invasion shuffle all cards from the garbage dump and the discard pile together to create a new deck. and then destroy the topmost card. So the card that has been bought probably is destroyed. And then it continues. When deployed, each player destroys one resource on the card in the training center, and it deploys any resource. So I can choose any color I want. So I will choose the red one. And the last one is when deployed, the invasion stores the green resource. So now the cards are deployed, then this will trigger. So when the invasion has no technology tokens, it refreshes all the protocols here. And the invasion again gains one technology token. So this is how the cards are refreshed. And again, each player then training the cards, there is nothing to train right now. So the protocols are activated. So each player sacrifices one card. So I will again, sacrifice. Actually, I will sacrifice this one. And the invasion will store deploy 2 more cards and then put them back. So this one stores the black, and each player takes 1 melee damage. And this one stores the black again, and each player takes 1 melee damage. So it doesn't matter which one goes here. So now it's my turn again, and beginning of the turn, this happens, yeah? At the beginning of their next turn, this is why I have a reminder here. So all my cards are refreshed and can be used again. Draw phase, so I can draw, I will definitely draw these three cards, it's okay. 3 cards, then the roll phase. Okay, I will use my leader card to gain 3 rerolls. I will spend them all to reroll these 3 dice. Oh my god. So I can spend one of these to reroll this one. Okay. So I should be, if I use this one, okay, I will use it. Maybe I will be lucky to roll another green, at least a green. So now I use 1 green and the second green for this card to gain 1 armor and 1 health. I will play this card, and I use this stored resource for 1 question mark and the green for the second one, and I will trigger this card, so I can recycle 2 cards. So 2 cards, and one can destroy one of these resources. So this is done, and I'm not able to play this card. So my main phase is over. Now I'm storing the resources. When this goes to my garbage dump, and it goes here and stores 1 yellow resource, yeah, because it has a reward or activation cost of the yellow resource, and I also store the red one here. So it goes here. Now these can go out. Now I deal the damage. So I have 4 melee damage, potentially 5-6 melee damage I could use. 1, 2, 3. No. So now I use these 4 melee damage to destroy 1, 2 armor and 1 health of this unit. So I use 3 melee damage to destroy this one. And I have 1 melee damage left, and it's pointless to deal 1 damage to it because it wouldn't kill it. So I use that damage to trigger the additional effect, and I at least gain 1 screw. Actually, I forgot to execute the effect here, so I store the resource of my choice and gain one screw. Yeah, that's the effect of the card. So I use my spare parts, so I have two spare parts. So now I can upgrade my dice, or I can use these to gain this card. So these are the actions, possible actions. So I will upgrade my die. So let's keep upgrading the same die I have before. So yeah. So I would pull the black one here. So I use spare parts, I clean my played cards area. Now I can train cards, I have nothing to train, and this is the end of my turn. So the cleanup phase, I take 3 melee damage. These cards goes here, and the next start will start. So from now on, you saw everything that might happen in the game, almost everything. Yeah, there are some special effects that do something strange, but you need to follow the instructions on the cards. Anyways, this video should answer all the questions regarding the rules and how the game is played. What is still missing is the second scenario. In the second scenario, when you finish and you manage to survive, and you survive 14-30 rounds usually, something like this, then you can continue with the second scenario. Again, you can choose the difficulty, and if you choose the difficulty of the game, even doesn't matter, even if you use the easy mode, there is a passive ability that is visible, and this is active because you choose the difficulty, and it says that during the invasion car phase. Yeah, let's set up the scenario. So at the end of the game, everything that wasn't trained is destroyed. The protocol stays here. The card, the deck of the game stays the same, but during the setup of the counter attack of the second scenario, the invasion only activates one protocol. So the new protocol is placed here. So now there will be 3-4 enemies revealed each round, so the game will be much harder. There will be some events at round 5, 10 and 16 again. Yeah, so there are no cards, and the win condition for this scenario is that the invasion is unable to deploy a card. So it means you need to destroy the whole deck of the invasion. Yeah, so it is destroyed mainly with the 0.4 here, because when it reshuffles the deck, it destroys one card, so it's getting lower and lower. In this scenario, the invasion cannot train more cards, and this is why the passive ability is written here. During the invasion cards phase, so during the phase you need to train the cards here. If any training zone has 3 or more stored resources on it, so if you have, let's say, 3 blues here or more, destroy them and execute the effect of the corresponding training zone. So there are no cards to be trained and no cards to be replaced, only the effects on these zones are triggered. Yeah, so the game itself cannot gain more cards to its deck, it's just getting lower and lower, and your goal is to destroy the deck. if you would not manage, if you would survive and not manage to destroy the whole deck, so let's say it will end up like this, and at the round, for example, round 13, the deck of the invasion still be able to deploy the cards, you need to restart the scenario. So it means you need to play the scenario from the start. So again, you have the deck that remains, you have protocol that remains, you set up the scenario again, and to set up the scenario you add new protocol to the game. So it's even more harder right now because there will be 5 enemies each round, which is really hard to kill. Yeah, and it will go again until someone of you lose. Yeah, the game can lose only when there are no cards in the deck, and you lose if you have no health. If any of player has no health, all of the players lose. In this case, I would like to say it's a cooperative game, yeah, and you can use almost any effects you gain from your cards, yeah. So you can effects that gain you something. So if you, let's say you gain here 3 reroll tokens, so you have a reroll token and you can reroll the die of your teammate if you want. 1 token is for 1 die to reroll. If you store a resource, yeah, if you have a card that store a resource, you can store a resource to your a teammate. If you recycle a card, you can recycle a card to your teammate as well. Yeah, so there is lots of interaction. What you cannot share with your teammates is your resources. So you cannot share your dice, and you cannot share everything you store during the store resources phase. Yeah, so for all the cards you put into your garbage dump and all the resources it are just stored in your board, not on your teammate. But the rest of the effects, almost all of them, can be used to any player. You will yeah, there is a list of effects. Here is said that players can target themselves or any of their teammates with any action or effect if not otherwise stated. Yeah, so you can use these actions, effects from the cards. Yeah, some effects are just targeting you, but it's written on the text on the card. Yeah, so this should be everything, and I hope you will now understand the game way better and you can start to play. So thank you for watching this video and see you soon.